I'll be reacting to AMAIM Warrior at the Borderland episode 25. I will be watching it from Crunchyroll's website. Currently, their episodes got 152 likes and 4 dislikes, so I'll give an extra like for it to have now 153 likes. And now, I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go! All that of the stove. Even if this series doesn't have amazing writing, I can't wait to see what type of action the last episode is going to have. Because Sunrise, if there's anything they can do, even their worst written series has some damn badass action scenes in their finales. Oh, but that does not look good, though. Sup, Ghost Step? Oh, fuck. Oh, he's about to awaken. Okay, the track playing right now sounds nice. Oh, that's fucking cute. I swear, Gashin and Shinon, they're real ones right there. Hey, them doing that is still enough, though, to be uplifting guy when they need him the most. Bo! Ha! Oh, so look at this is what I love about characters like Kay, when she's rubbing her cheek like that. That's adorable. Oh man, the last time this epic opening is gonna play. Right before an AMAIM episode. If there's anything I'll miss from this series, I won't miss the characters from this series, except for, of course, our cute AIs, Amon and Gashin. But if there's anything else I'll miss, it's this opening song. I just love how uplifting the song is. Like, everyone looks so fucking cool. Like, this opening makes even, like, the most minor character that had no development look fucking cool. Way more cool than they deserve to. Like, this is what I would describe an opening that's too good for this anime. Like, it fucking is. But you know what? I'm glad it exists, though. Yep, Nakama power is strong no matter which anime it's in. I won't blame you for not missing the story of the humans. I honestly won't miss the human characters either, aside from, again, just Amo and Gashin and their cute little AI and the mechas. That t-shirt was beautiful. I love that t-shirt. Like, the t-shirt that Amon has speaks to my soul. I love the way these mechas, these AMAIM are just slowly approaching their targets. Gives it a nice, epic, menacing vibe. I wouldn't be surprised if he has some action with Diania after all the action's said and done. I'm just saying. But no, all jokes aside, man, the explosion looks so fucking gorgeous. Oh, yes. This is gorgeous. Not that shit I was seeing in Requiem of the Rose King. I enjoyed that series, but the animation was abysmal. So seeing this is like on a whole nother level. Sup, Joshua Johnson? Hope you're having a great day right now. Yeah, I don't like the second half as much because there wasn't as much action as the first half. Don't get me wrong, the second half has some cool action scenes, but I felt it was more drama-based. And that's what killed it, because this series doesn't really have amazing characters. So, well, yeah. Oh, snap. Hey, at the very least, it looks like Brad is about to faint with the blood coming out of his. Seriously, this sounds like an inspirational soundtrack with the music that's playing. Like, it sounds heroic, majestic. a theme that would play when a hero is trying their hardest. Like the person in charge of the music is trying way harder than he should, and I love it. Like this guy has like the most stealth characters to work with, and he just like pours his heart out, and I fucking love it. You know, this Ghost Tab, I look at this as 86, but without the characters, but a higher budget. This is what it reminds me of. This is like what 86 would have been if 86 would have looked prettier, but with way worse characters. Which only reminds me, I'd rather have lower animation quality and better characters than super pretty animation like this series, but still characters. And I prefer 86. Even though this series looks way prettier than 86. Because 86 had to resort to like CGI, while this series, like the animators were so Chad, they didn't need that CGI bullshit. They hand drew the mechas like the badasses they are. Record of the Rose King was good, Joshua Johnson, but it wasn't amazing. Like, it was good. It's like the opposite of this series, Joshua Johnson. That series has bad animation, bad artwork, but it has good characters. So it depends. Like, can you take on watching some of the worst animation quality in existence? If you can, then I'd say give Requiem of the Rose King like maybe 3 more episodes, and then you'll have an idea if you'll actually like it. I liked its ending. It was well written, but all the episodes looked terrible. Even the last one looked terrible. Like, it was one of the worst looking anime I've ever seen in existence, but its story was good. Like, the writing is good. Like, the main character in that series, Richard, has an arc. Like, you see him at first, you can see that he doesn't have that sort of, but then eventually he goes as far as like getting rid of people close to him to go for the crown, and you see him slowly become demonic personality wise, and he screws himself over in the long run because in going for his goals, he pushes around almost everyone from his inner circle, and that's what ends up being his undoing. So it is a well-written series. Yeah, the series had badass music. I'd say Requiem of the Rose King was good, but it wasn't great. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It was above average. Could have been an 8 or 9 out of 10 if the writing was amazing. And honestly, I know there's a fighting scene in this scene, y'all, but I didn't give a shit. It was just there about 2 characters I don't care about. I know, his name is Mrs. Unglass's Ghost. I don't even remember his name because the character is pointless. But no, Rose King was a good series, though, Joshua Johnson. Wasn't great, but good. Like, it gets better paced later on. But the animation quality, don't expect an upgrade, though. It looks just like it did in episode 1. It looks just as ugly in episode 24. Yeah, I like the sound of it. Was oh. Okay, they're going all in this episode visually. Holy fuck. And all these mechas have unique designs. They don't even look uniform. They all look unique. I love it. I love the visuals, I meant to say. A shame you can't see the lion dog. It does give me some Trans Am vibes from Gundam 00. I swear, it feels like right now, Amon and Brad are having a breathing contest right now. I'd say it is worth the trouble. It's to help people out. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. What else do they have to try for? I mean, if they already went towards all the efforts to try and liberate Japan, then why not go all the way? It's like when someone puts their balls in a hole, you go all the way. You don't just stop midway. I'm just saying. Well, in most instances, anyway. In some instances, you need a pull-out game, but you don't in this instance. That would be a good shirt if he had that. Ghost out. This guy is getting drunk on power, though. In that case, he needs to fucking die if that's all he seeks, violence. They aren't the stars of the show. The man ones are the stars of the show. Isn't it kind of enabling that world, though, and preventing Japan from being liberated? Then that goes against his purpose then. What the fuck? Wait, wasn't the motherfucker being all... Oh, he went down like a chump. Lelouch went down like a chump. Well, Lelouch's voice actor went down like a chump. But isn't what Brad is saying contradictory? He's like, for this purpose, I'll do whatever it takes. And he's like, I don't care if Japan or the world collapses. I'm like, what is it, motherfucker? First, he was talking about how he's doing this to try to get rid of multiple amounts of conflict, and he's sacrificing Japan. Then he's like, I'll sacrifice Japan and the world? I'm like, what the fuck then? That kind of doesn't make sense. That shit works, Ghost Up, because this anime lost the logic. That's why. This series is like, logic? What the fuck is that? Now, you know, nothing wrong with wanting everyone happy. It really isn't. Well, Ghost Town, this series doesn't think about what's logical sometimes. It thinks about what looks cooler. And it did look cool, I ain't gonna lie. Damn, man, I just love how both of their mechs are just slowly getting destroyed in the last fight. Okay, now this is nice detail. I was loving the mecha minute when you see the mecha model between the main character and the main villain just slowly break apart. There's a beauty in that. He just went there. Wow. But honestly, no, he's not lying. In this series, that's actually fucking true. The AI more human because I care more about Guy, Nayuta, and Kei than I knew about Amon, Gashin, and Shinon. Like, he's actually right. They are more human, at least in this verse. I care more about them. But in this verse, Ghost Type, it's true. Tell me, who do you care more? Do you care more about the AI or the humans? Tell me, do you care more about Guy's cute, adorable face, Kei's cute face, Nayuta's cute looking face, or do you care more about their pilots? Tell me, who do you care about more, Ghost Tab? I'd like to hear your answer. For me, I care about the AI more. Exactly! I care more about the AI too. And saying that, yes, Deanna. Yo, I love the way the arm got destroyed. You see, like, the debris of the sharks. Yo, that's fucking cool. Yo, that's badass. Woo! Okay, get out of it. The animation in this last episode is an A+. It's beautiful. Hey, at least that thing is taken down with this fucker, though. Good riddance. Get wrecked, bitch! Yeah! It would have looked even more ballsier if our boy wasn't looking at the explosion. That would have made it even edgier. No! Don't tell me Guy's gone. No! Not Kay. No! What the fuck? No, come on, not the edge. No! No, come on. No! Wait, whoa. What the fuck? Why can't the human side instead? Fuck! No! Ah! No! My favorite character is dead. No, please. Come on. Kill the humans instead. No. No. What the fuck? Man. Oh, man, this should have been you dead, man. What the fuck? You should have been dead, bro. Not Guy. Fuck. I know, he's dead, man. It sucks. It's sad. They just killed the only good characters in this series. The only... Fuck! They had to kill all three of them off. Oh. Oh, the rest are okay? But Guy was my fave, though. That's the thing. Fuck. I liked him. He was the only character I actually loved from the first episode to the finish. Shit. What the fuck? I gotta admit, I like that teasing line. That feels like a line you'd see in like Birdie Wing. You know, if they sold a Guy shirt, I would probably buy it. The dude, like, Guy was legit. I know, I'm sad too, Johnson. Fucking Guy's dead, man. Huh. I mean, at least they're patching things up. I'll give the series credit for them. Well, I mean, I guess this... Well, yeah, but this series didn't want us to... They don't want us to be too satisfied at the end. At least they're bringing things down. I mean, I'm not going to blame them for having zero romance. I just blame them for not having great characters, save for our AI characters. Huh. He honestly could have stopped. Hey, at least he admits he's a terrible piece of shit. I'll give Brad that much credit. I'll have to see he's still alive on Ghost Town. Sucks for him he didn't get his wish. The soundtrack, like, seriously though, this series had a kick-ass soundtrack, kick-ass animation, kick-ass artwork. Everything was kick-ass except for the characters and the writing. And that's really what pisses me off about this series. This series had like its production values were so pristine. It's been the only other anime this year that has had the production values of this series has been Demon Slayer Season 2, Spy Family, and that's it. Just those two have had the production values levels of this series. No, you're not crazy, Josh Johnson. The only real casualty was just Guy. All the other three were unimportant. That's a big shocker, actually, Ghost Town. Huh. I think more characters died, Ghost Town, in Puli Puli Molcar. Like, I saw Puli Puli Molcar more. There were more casualties in Puli Puli Molcar than this series. Just by zombie episode. More characters that were memorable died in the zombie episode. And its 2-minute run than this series' full run. Relevant characters. It's sad. Pretty much. Good for her. Not that I care about her. Or Diallo either. Same. I hope it's the same quality too, Johnson, because the first season made bank. Let's hope they don't get cheap on it. You know, this would be good if we actually got to see Ganshin's father in extended flashbacks. Oh, since they're doing it this way, it feels so hollow. I'm like, this series never had a flashback on the father, so I don't care. Sip! It's better than nothing. I mean, hey, at least Kay's alive. Better than nothing. Huh. Okay, Nayata, I don't blame him for simping for her, though. She's worth simping for. Yes, he's alive! Fuck! No, I don't like hearing that. Oh, what? I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. Yes! Hey, at least best boy guy's still alive. I guess I can be kind of happy in that. Oh, okay, I gotta admit. Baby guy is actually really cute. I'm gonna fuck him. It's adorable! Probably the only thing that made me smile in this last episode because... Oh, and the fight scenes, that made me smile too. If it's going to the North Pole, I'd actually be impressed. I'll get him in though. This ending team's actually pretty good. Oh, okay. I got him in. That. Okay. That actually. Hey, it led in its ending. Is this series good? No. But that ending was good enough to the point where it's like, you know what? This series it's mediocre. It's average. If it had fucked up its ending, then I would have given this series a low rating, but this series is exactly in the middle. Average. That's true. The opening, the songs are the best part. Like, honestly, the music team deserves a lot of credit for making this series watchable. Well, you know what? Before I give off my overall rating, I'll just wait and see what they do in the last bit. And then they probably did. We're never going to see that North Pole. I wonder if he's going to visit the old family, though, that housed him for like that one episode. That'd be nice if he did. Oh, okay. He did visit the old family. Okay, that's good. Okay. I guess a happy ending. Cool, I guess. Thanks for watching. Series was okay. It was okay. I'd rather buy my merch for Gundam than this series. I really would. I mean, no problem, animators. It wasn't your fault this series is mediocre. It was the writer's fault. I'd say between spring and winter. It's tough for me, but I'd say I prefer... It's tough. I'd say winter had better peak shows overall, like Demon Slayer was better than the peak of this season, then Rankings of Kings better than the peak. But the worst seasons of winter were worse than the worst shows of this season. So it's a toss up for me. It's all gonna depend on how good Bastard is, though, the anime Bastard on Netflix. Now, in saying that, on further thinking, here's what I'm gonna rate this series, though. Thinking about all the writing issues and thinking about this last bit, yeah, this series had too many problems to be average. So, but first, let me rate this last episode. This last episode, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. The last episode, not the series itself. The last episode was a 9 out of 10. Because the landing, it stuck it for the most part. I mean, I'll watch a movie sequel, but I wouldn't expect much from it, except for pretty visuals. But here's what I rate this. Here's why I rate it a 9 out of 10. This last episode's a 9 out of 10 because the action was epic. It was entertaining. But when I was rewatching some clips while looking at my screen, I noticed that any scene that didn't involve the AMAIMs fighting, it was boring. Like the gray-haired Lush voice actor guy against sunglasses dude. I didn't care for that scene. And all the bits where you see fighter characters fighting, I didn't care for it. So even though the last episode was epic, it kind of further put in my face that, oh yeah, the side characters, they really have no depth. So that's why I got to limit my rating to a 9 out of 10. And I do have to also think about the fact that this series had no casualties. This series emphasized that it's a war. It's an epic war. Well, for a war, that's true, Ghost Tab. But for a war, though, no important characters died, so don't get me wrong. I'm glad that the AI were alive, but they really should have killed off some important human characters. But since that didn't happen, this didn't feel like a war at all. It felt more like characters playing around. So that's why overall, when it came to the last episode, I was entertained. But the writing could have been better. But the fight scenes were hype as shit, though. Now, from a character standpoint, I do like the Bombatoon Amon guy, especially when Amon is talking to the new guy with his memories erased. That's sort of like a baby. I thought that was a sweet scene. It was tender. And also, it was nice getting to see Brad admit that, yeah, he did some bad shit. So I like how he took responsibility for his actions. That was at least some decent writing. And the animation quality and artwork was pitch perfect. Voice acting was amazing, and the music was great. And that's overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. Now, as for the series itself, if I had to rate this series overall on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, here's what I'm going to rate this series. And this is me being generous. And my scale 5 is average. Anything above that is above average. I'm going to rate it a 4.75 out of 10. This series is actually a little bit below average because now that I think about it, let's see what this series accomplished. This series didn't have any great antagonists at all. Its best antagonist was Brad. And even then, when Brad was fighting, his motivation was kind of stupid because I don't even rewatch the scene where he's fighting against Amon when Amon's kicking his ass. I'm going to see it again. I want to see this shit. Okay. I'm actually, there was this line that Brad said that was fucking stupid. I gotta actually see it, though. It was, okay, I don't think I need to see it because I remember it. It was when Brad was saying that the main star of the show are the unmanned units, which is the stupidest shit that he could have said in the series because has he not been watching how the fights have gone on in the AMAIM? Because in this series in the AMAIM, every single person that's kicked ass was, I don't blame him for writing it that much. But here's what Brad said. He said the main stars of the show were the AI, but the AI got easily defeated, so that's kind of stupid. It's like, what the fuck? And yeah, that's true, Ghost Step. He let his father launch a war. The mother, just because, when he could have prevented it. just because he wanted to expose his father when there could have been other ways of exposing his ass. That's like one of the stupidest shits I've ever seen. And the way this series tries to justify it is kind of stupid. So it's like, yeah, this series, did it have kick-ass fight scenes? Yes. Did it have great music? Yes. But the writing was absolutely stupid. It was. And okay, I found the dialogue now. It wasn't Brown saying someone wanting someone happiness, but then he says, I seek violence. Then when he says, unmanned unit for the stars show, they feel no pain. They protect our soldiers. They shoot at the enemy from a safe distance. He says he's going to destroy all that, utilizing his AMAIM. And he's going to destroy the ugly world. This is why Brad's stupid. When he says this world's going to put on a good show, he says, I'll be number one, and for that, I don't care if Japan the world collapses. Like, this motherfucker just said he's going to kill the ugly world, and then afterwards, he says, I'll be number one for that. I don't care if Japan or the world collapses. Like, the writing is fucking stupid in the last episode. It is fucking dumb. And I wasn't even joking. I literally was quoting that bit verbatim. That's what Brad said. First, he was like, he wants to kill the ugly world, and he's like, oh no, I don't care the world collapses. I'm like, dude, how can you improve anything if the world collapses then? That makes no sense at all. That's dumb. That's dumb writing. That's true. His father did a lot of pointless shit, pretty much. Yeah. So that's why when it comes to the series, I can give it a super high rating because even its most interesting antagonist was a dumbass. That's true. And it gets worse. Because from a character standpoint, the only one that went through character development was just Amon and Gashin. Even then, they went through small amounts because Gashin went from being an edgelord to then accepting friendship, and that's it. They never really developed Gashin beyond that. So Gashin, he stayed the static character after a substantial arc in season 1. Shinon wasn't a character. Shinon was just there because the animators wanted to draw a female character with a vagina and an AMAIM mech suit, and that's it. They just want to draw a chick with a vagina. That's it. That's the only reason why she existed, because she did nothing. She didn't grow as a character. She did nothing at all. Amon? Yeah, Amon had some growth, but even then, it was minor too, because season 1, he was mostly the same up until he almost died, and then he got traumatized by the kids being killed. So that was about the only bit of character development he ever got, seeing how he was traumatized. But then afterwards, we never really saw him grow beyond that. So they didn't give Amon much of an arc either. So the characters in the series weren't that great. Amon and Gashin were just okay at best. I could see the rationale behind that ghost tab. And here's the thing. Well, the series said that the AI are more human than humans. That line, it made me laugh unironically because that's the truth. In this series, the AI did have more character than the human characters, because in the AI, there was funny sequences. They did things for the humans that were helping out. They cared about them. You had some of them like Kayak and Motherly. You had a guy with his own aspirations where he wanted to travel over the world with Amon. He was willing to sacrifice. Like, how the fuck do you write a series with AI characters that have more personality than human characters? That's one of the biggest failings of the series by far. But the AI were the good characters. That's about it, though. Guy and Gashin were okay. Then all the other human characters just sucked. Well, Sharon is a girl, though. Her clothes are misleading, but she's definitely a girl. The only girl in this series that matters. And even then, you can't even say she mattered that much. And don't even get me started on the other characters. Like, here's another issue with the series, too. Like, this series would dedicate funeral sequences. Well, not funeral sequences, but it would dedicate screen time to its characters feeling sad for their allies dying, for their allies that didn't have any screen time. I'm like, that one episode where one of the random allies died, I'm like, why would I give a shit? They didn't give that character that died any screen time. Or when that chick that AMAIM was interacting with, I remember when that series tried to make it feel really sad that she died, but I'm like, nah, series, y'all can't make me feel sad because that chick had almost no screen time. Like, that's the thing about the series. Like, the series had fighting, but it didn't feel like a war, though, because there's no casualties. Even the characters that they try to make you think, oh, it's something big that happened. No, nothing big happened. So that's it from the character standpoint. This series failed pretty epically. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That chick only had like maybe a few conversations and that's it. So that's why from a character standpoint, this series was bad. From a story standpoint, this series could have used work. And even then it had issues because then there's a thing about this whole plot point in the series where they still have to get all of it Japan. So even though you can say the series ended somewhat happily, it doesn't really close off everything because there's still the whole fact of there's still all of Japan they got to take care of. So you can't even say this series neatly wrapped everything up. There's still so many things that are so open-ended. That's what I'm saying. Like, this series try to like make you think, oh, someone important died, but nah, motherfucker, series. No one important died because those characters that died, they had almost no screen time. They didn't fucking matter. They were pointless. That's the thing about this series. This series like try to like artificially manipulate you and feeling sad for a death, but nah, this series couldn't do it. You know, Code Geass wasn't good. Only the first half of Code Geass was good. Code Geass R2 sucked balls. Only Code Geass. The first bit was good. The second half sucked when they had to like censor shit and they switched time slots. But yeah, first half of Code Geass was lit. I want to be so sure about the ghost stuff. The second half was trash. First half was great. Second half was bad. And don't even get me started on the Akito VAs and all the other spin-offs. Code Geass was only good in the first half. Then afterwards, it became about who had the bigger nightmare frame, who had the best technology. That's what happened in the second half. When you had like Shizaku pull up all these fucking badass nightmare frames out of his fucking ass. Second part was a train wreck with some cool moments. Yeah, like the ending was good, but the first 25 episodes of the second half were bad, and then the last episode was good. It's like, no, R2 had too many problems, Ghost Stab. It like lacked a logic. Code Geass. It was all right. I was entertained though, but they really did need to improve the writing though for Code Geass R2. Still though, overall, I did enjoy Code Geass way more than this series. But yeah, that's why I thought the script of this series was bad. It just had too many issues for me to rate it above average or even average because you had all these inconsistencies. You still have loose ends to resolve. And then you had sometimes in the first half of the first half of this series, you had instances where the main characters had opportunities to get rid of the antagonists and they just let them live because it's like they read the script. It's like the characters read the script and they were told by the writers, y'all can't kill the main villain yet because you're not allowed to. You gotta let them live. You gotta let the main villain live so that this series can have 12 more episodes. So sometimes the writing staff would put plot-induced stupidity into the series. I want to see those loose ends resolved though, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get it. And that's why when it comes to this series, it was pretty much disappointing overall because it's like, holy shit, like this series had so many inconsistencies. You had villains like Brad with inconsistency with the motivations, and all the other villains weren't worth a damn. And that's overall, I got to rate this series slightly below average. Now, the only thing that keeps me at rating this a 4.75 out of 10, and then a 3 out of 10 was the animation quality was great. I can understand someone giving it a mediocre grade, but I gotta give it a bit below average because the writing was pretty bad, Ghost Tab. Even though I had fun, I had to really think deeply and be like, no, there's too many problems for me to give it a mediocre rating. I gotta give it a 4.75 out of 10. Just a quarter of a point below average because there was too many problems. The only way to give it a mediocre grade is if it gets another season that's gonna maybe close everything off. And that's why this series even gets any points in the positive department. Because when it comes to the series at the very least does a good job of, at the very least, making the action scenes look great, making the action scenes have a lot of weight. Like, that's what the series does well. And it's nice getting to see the series when the moments where characters had to act tactfully in the fight scenes. It was nice getting to see fight scenes utilize the environment. It was nice getting to see how the mechas were slowly destroyed during the fight scenes, even details like oil coming out of the AMAIM mechas. I mean, that was fucking great. The voice acting and the music were fantastic. And that's overall. It still gets something like a 4.7 out of 10, but I can't in good conscience rate it mediocre, though. Unfortunately. I just can't. No, I haven't seen Macross Delta yet. I wouldn't blame you for rating it a 4, Joshua Johnson. I'm pretty much in the middle of you and Ghost Tab. Like, you rated a 4, Joshua Johnson. I rated a 4.75 out of 10 below average because I've seen all the anime, and there was an anime that was a 4 out of 10 this season, and it was the anime that got a 4 out of 10 from me this season. I believe it was. Fuck! I watched so many anime, I even forgot the name of the anime that was so bad that got a 4 out of 10. Let me look it up. Which anime did I give a 4 out of 10? Black Rock Shooter. That one got a 4 out of 10. Black Rock Shooter got a 4 out of 10. That's why I give it a 4.75 out of 10. Oh, okay. I don't blame. Oh, so we're pretty much even. Oh, that's cool. We're even. We're almost even. So you give it a 4.5. Ghost Tab. I give it a 4.75, and Joshua gives it a 4 out of 10. That works. We're pretty much in like the range. Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall was trash. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, that series is fucking bullshit, Joshua Johnson. And for me, Joshua Johnson, I watched all shows. I only have to catch up with Watch a Premagi, which I'm going to do after finishing this stream. I got to react to Watch a Premagi episode 32. So in case you're wondering which reaction I'm doing next to that one. But yeah, that's cool. All ratings are pretty much almost in the same range then for that, in that case. Joshua Johnson and Ghost Tab. That's pretty cool, actually. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's nice. At least when it comes to this, for the most part, at the very least, yeah, they're on sync. When it comes to how the series handled its vibes and all that kind of jazz. For the most part, anyway. And even then, Ghost Tab, the original Black Rock Shooter wasn't even good. The original Black Rock Shooter had poor writing, and even the TV series had poor. And I saw the Black Rock Shooters; they all have poor writing. The only difference being Black Rock Shooter, the original, had beautiful visuals. That's the only thing it has going for it. If they have those shirts, they'd be worth buying. But yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts on the episode and also the season of the series, y'all. Now, or I should say, these are my thoughts on the series. But anyways, right before I go, though, yeah, the openings are pretty fire. Yeah, I hope the sequel does well. Even though I'm not going to watch it, I hope the sequel does well. For the sake of the fans. Because lately, a lot of season 2s in anime have just fallen apart. So I hope it can be one of the few season 2s that defies the odds that's actually good. At least I hope, anyway. I'm going to just stay really, really optimistic. Oh, no problem, Ghost Tab. But yeah, for now I'm gonna avoid Made in Abyss. I heard the series is not even that good. I heard it's overrated. I heard that for the most part they overpower the main characters, and people say it's not worth watching because the main character is so broken. There's no tension at all because the two main leads. I heard Rico has like this overpowered fucking robot machine that just resolves almost everything for her. So I'm not interested in that type of stuff. I'm like, oh, we're having main characters that are overpowered. I'm like, I'm good. That's what I'm not interested in Made in Abyss. And people say the manga goes south too. After season 1, and people say it goes downhill. So any type of interest I had in Black Rock Shooter, I mean not Black Rock Shooter, Made in Abyss, is super low. Like I'm good. I'm good when it comes to Made in Abyss. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna watch Macross. I will only watch Macross Delta if I were to ever watch Macross. But other than that, yeah. For now, I'll just avoid it. For now. But anyways, right before I go, I'll say thank you to Joshua Johnson and Ghostab for watching my video. Thank you everyone else for watching my reaction, and I hope you all have a fantastic day or night, everyone. Oh, that's pretty cool, Ghostab. Hope you have an interesting day and night, y'all, and thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye-bye.